Yes. So everyone pay attention. The first and foremost thing is about safety. Okay. So yesterday we have seen, and I need to really appreciate everyone. When there is an emergency, you all responded properly. So what are the types of troubles we might get in this lab? Let us see. The first thing we are doing will be phlebotomy, right? So what is phlebotomy means? Yes? Collection of venous blood, right? So listen. So this is the vein. So whenever you are introducing a needle, right? So it will be like this. So this is the needle introduced into the blood vessel. So accidentally, if you introduce any air bubble into the blood vessel, what happens? Any idea? This air bubble in the blood vessel is called as embolism. Air bubbles in blood vessel is called as embolism. Now this embolus will initiate blood clotting. So for example, the same blood vessel became very narrow, very thin here. Now just imagine this air bubble blocked this blood supply. And imagine if this is the blood going to the heart or to the eyes. Imagine this is going to the brain. And now your brain not getting blood supply. What happens? Immediate death. Okay. So you have to be very cautious when you are drawing blood from the blood vessel. Okay. Now, once the blood stopped to this blood vessel, that stoppage of blood is called as ischemia. Retrieving lack of blood supply to any tissue is called as ischemia, and ischemia leads to death of corresponding tissue. If the tissue is heart, then that is called as ischemic heart attack. Ischemic heart attack. See, a simple air bubble in the blood vessel lead to a heart attack, or it can lead to coma, or it can lead to blindness. So you need to be very cautious when you are doing phlebotomy. Okay. And third phenomenon that can happen will be, apart from ischemia, now this stagnated blood without circulation. This blood might initiate clotting mechanism, or the blood might be clotted. The clotted blood within the blood vessel. Clotted blood within the blood vessel is called as thrombus. And thrombus is another dangerous scenario. Now the small clotted pieces will migrate into the circulation, and they will block further blood vessels. So you need to be always cautious whether the patient developing any thrombus, embolus within the blood vessels that leads to ischemia and death. Is it clear? Now, I will tell some adverse reactions of thrombus. Some of the adverse reactions will be anaphylactic shock. In anaphylactic shock, the patient cannot breathe properly, he will have hyperventilation, he will start suffocating, and he will collapse on the ground. That is called as anaphylactic shock. If anaphylactic reaction happens, the chances of survival of that patient will be less than 10 minutes. Within 10 minutes, this patient might die if it triggered the anaphylactic shock. Some of the symptoms, signs and symptoms of anaphylactic shock are severe shiverings, then lack of breathing, unresponsiveness, patient won't respond, and his vitals will be collapsed. What is the meaning can lead to a patient death. Got it? A simple scenario like introducing air bubbles into the blood. Yeah, air bubbles into the blood vessel. So, if this happened, how to respond in that emergency? Any idea? Emergency care, if such incident happens. So what you will do? Tell me the steps in emergency care. Yes, the first and foremost is ensure that the patient having aeration. Ensure whether the patient having proper breathing or not. If he is unable to breathe, immediately what should you do? If there is no breathing, what should you do? CPR. Very good. Immediately you need to start CPR. So before proceeding for CPR, what are the steps you need to ensure? The first one is positioning. Positioning of the patient. Patient must be lie down on a flat floor, flat surface. Okay, he must be on a flat surface. Then second one, sniffing position. What is this sniffing position? You should ensure that nothing is blocking his throat. Okay, if you lay down, your head should be tilted in such a way that the trachea will be, the windpipe will be open properly, so he can breathe easily. That is called as a sniffing position or proper sleeping position. Okay. After sniffing position, you can use CPR. Okay. So here I am writing sniffing position. Then third one, if there are any tight cloths, you need to loosen them. Loosen the tight cloths. Bend these things. Okay. So then immediately you should perform CPR. That's it. These are the baddest things we might see. Even after CPR, still the patient not responding. After 30 minutes, still he is not responding. Then there is a third approach. Can you guess what is it? That will be done in hospitals, but in European countries that is mandatory protocol, that is called AED. There is a small machine that will give electricity to the patient and that will restore the heart. Okay. AED. Usually AED we do not do in labs. By this time you should ensure that the patient was shifted to ambulance or hospital. Okay. But ensure that you are giving CPR if the patient is not responding. So you might think that yesterday might happen these things. I was literally worried. You might not see the panic in my face, but I was doing the same things. I was ensuring whether he is developing anaphylactic shock or not. So on his behavior, it's looking like he is having aeration, not a thrombus, not a clotting. So immediately I called the senior faculty. He kept the sleep positioning properly, and you need to keep the legs high. So there will be proper BP. BP will be regulated if you keep your legs in the top position. Okay. Yeah. Then yesterday's case was due to appetite, due to hungry. The blood glucose levels has been dropped, and he got a psychological shock. What is a psychological shock? He given blood, so he became anxious, or something happened. And apart from that, there is a hungriness, dropped sugar levels. That led to a shock, but that is not an anaphylactic shock. The first thing we need to do during that crisis was we must be confident. We should not get panicked by saying other one is collapsed. If we got panic, everything will be, it will be a very serious situation. But anyway, you managed, and I need to appreciate Bidichan properly actually. Bidichan holded him till the dispensary. So I really appreciate Bidichan's confidence. It's very well done. So yeah, you should appreciate Bidichan. He managed it, and everyone managed actually. No one has a panic situation. And he of course, Pradeep also. So he yes. Well done everyone. So be cautious, okay? A simple aim into this one, into a very dangerous situations. And also yesterday I tried my level best that I asked Abhishek. He said he collected blood only one time. So immediately I said you should do this in front of technician because technician is experienced, our UIAHS sir, right? So if you don't know, if you are practicing blood collection, please practice it in front of an expert. Maybe in front of a faculty or in front of a technician. Okay. So if you are doing any wrong practices, immediately we can correct. Yesterday what happened? Muskan, Abhishek taking blood from Muskan, and Muskan positioning is not right actually. Abhishek don't know at her hand this side and he can't penetrate properly. So I made Muskan to turn that side, so Abhishek got proper this one. And Abhishek made a second mistake. After insertion of needle, he started applying too much pressure on her arm along with the needle, and that is not a right sign. Okay, when you are pressing the needle, when it is in the vein, you are blocking its flow of blood into the needle. Now the needle was blocked by your pressure. So never keep a pressure on the needle, but you can keep pressure on the nip of the syringe. You should apply pressure on the syringe but not on the needle. Yesterday that happened. I can understand you are in the phase of learning. So take these points and don't do those things. Take the points where you are making mistakes. On ABO grouping day, Jariel accidentally spilled what is that? One reagent, ABO reagent. So these are good signs actually. You need not to worry, but don't repeat the mistake. You understand the mistake and don't repeat it. Keep attached to the lab coat, Mr. Yeah. See, from the day one onwards, we are having safety protocols, especially in my lab. But still there is an emergency, but you managed it. I really appreciate, but ensure these things, okay? Don't get panic and respond on time. Yeah. And actually it's recording, I don't know, or maybe I can share it. So when in my USMLE what happened, afternoon we have hospital postings. I think I already shared this with you. One of my friend accidentally he spilled a test tube, it broken, and one of the glass piece hunted his food, and we did a hepatitis test to the unknown blood sample, and it came as a hepatitis positive. You just imagine his situation. Once you got hepatitis, that's it, lifelong you will be in a hepatitis state. So there is a post-prophylaxis treatment. Immediately you need to get a vaccine, not vaccine, antibodies within 24 hours. And it's a very long story short. We went to Hyderabad, that is 300 kilometers away. We got the vaccine on flight and we given the injection to my classmate. After 1 week he came negative. But need to be cautious. Prevention is better than cure. So be ultra cautious and treat every blood sample as a dangerous, highly infectious material. Okay. In my MSc MLT, one of the classmates collapsed just like yesterday. Complete collapse, no response. And the patient was there in ICU for next 1 week. There is a small hematoma in his brain. That means blood already clotted. It went up to this stage. Just blood collection lead to severe consequences. So be really cautious when you are doing it. And we can't escape from these practices. As a healthcare professionals, we are habituated and we are always risking our lives by saying this. Since you are healthy teenagers, there is no such complication. Imagine if that is an actual patient, maybe 50 to 60 years old, and if they got these complications, definitely you won't see them the next day. The next day they will be in heavens. So be very serious. Okay. It might look like a playground to you in the classrooms, but you should understand what you are doing in the outside world. You are playing the game of saving patient lives. So be serious and learn properly. I'm not trying to demotivate you, but take these points, okay? Alright. So today's class conduction, yes, Mr. Tableau. Is there anything funny? Yeah. Today there will be a Viva on ESR and ABO along with normal hematological values. So prepare for them. Before that, you need to perform ESR again. Perform ESR, what is the time now? 11:30, and I need your results exactly at 12:40 p.m. I need your ESR reports, and you must submit your reports in the Google form that I shared in the group. So do the practical, record your practical and perform the practical. Meanwhile, I will conduct the Viva. Okay. So you can start your practical. The Viva will be on normal hematological values, APO and ESR. So do the practical now.